Well, hello, lovely. I am going to go ahead and get started. I've already blessed and shuffled. I don't even want to talk about the energy. Some of you may remember that I recently said I sensed that I needed to do a karmic contract was really the way it felt. And it made me think about the contract reading that I have done for the collective and that I offer as like a personal service. And I didn't really like that because I know what the contract reading is. And it kind of made me uncomfortable. Like there shouldn't be, it doesn't even really make sense. And I guess to give you some background about what the contract is, the way I've always explained it is imagine, and again, this is an allegory, it's a story to help you kind of understand. Imagine that you work at Twin Flame Corporate in the heavenly realm. You have not incarnated on earth yet. You're typing away on your computer, do, 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 and just going and doing your thing. And you work in a specific department that handles a specific energy. And you get an email, ping, and you're like, oh, hey, what's this? You click it, and it's like twin flame mission. And so now you're familiar with this. You know what twin flames are, you know what a mission is, and you know that this one happens to be a twin flame specific mission. So you check it out and you read it and you realize that it was sent to your department because it could only be handled by a certain person, and you know that person is you. So you pick up from your computer, you go over to the Twin Flame Mission Department, and you say, "Hey, I saw the email. I'm pretty sure that's me. They said you're aware this is a Twin Flame mission, right? Like you're sure?" You're like, "Absolutely." And they go, "Okay, great." So you accept and you say yes, and they're like, "Boom, it's time." And at that exact moment, before they even tell you what the mission is, like all the way, they just given a little bit of info. Before they do anything else, they immediately split you into two. And that is where your feminine and your masculine self came into existence. That is the parts of you that have incarnated here. And all of this flows together to help you accomplish the mission. There's a purpose for your separation, there's a purpose for your reunion, all of that's there. So, my thing is the twin flame contract isn't really a contract between you and yourself. That doesn't make any sense. You don't need a contract for that. It is a contract between you and divine. You have agreed to take on a certain mission. So, why would there be a karmic contract? The karmic contract would basically be with the karmic and maybe divine, but definitely not with the divine masculine. And I don't even think that the karmic's contract is with divine. The only way I would think like that is just because I do believe that technically divine is over light and dark, right? So I guess technically, but I don't know. I feel like this karmic contract is dark and it's heavy and it's been messing with me since I got the message that I was supposed to do it, and I've been avoiding it. And I'm not going to do a giant contract reading for that. You guys know that's a 90-minute reading. That's a huge spread. I'm not devoting that much energy to this darkness. You see I'm already on edge about it because it's like gross. But at the same time, we need to know. We need to know what these karmic entities are up to. So I am going to basically go through the different sections of the contract in a way. If you've had a contract before and you've ever been kind of, I won't say confused because I think I do a really good job walking through it. But if there's ever just parts of it that haven't connected for you, I think this will be really good in helping you understand your own, because we're going to go through the sections where there's like in the contract reading, there's multiple cards for each section. And in this one, it's going to be a little different, but it should help you with that as well. So if you are down to see what it is that, generally speaking, every single karmic entity has agreed to bring, generally speaking, to every single twin flame couple, or at least to the divine masculine. And I'll remind you, you are definitely the first awakened in your dynamic, but you might not definitely be the divine feminine. And for those of you who have ever struggled with that, if you are cool with it, just start to call yourself the first awakened in your head and in your spirit, right? Knowing that there are not readings out there for first awakened divine masculines. I've done a few in the past, but why would That doesn't make sense. It's like I'm talking to someone that's not really going to be listening. I'm usually going to be talking to mostly people who identify as divine feminines, so that's who I address my readings to, and so does everybody else. Knowing that, how would a first awakened divine masculine really ever be able to find something that's for them and get the information that they need? Probably they can't. My idea is that perhaps there's a lot more DMs that are a part of our tribe or our collective, of awakened individuals than we think. It's just that we all lump awakening in with divine feminine. So I also want to throw that out there for you. Whoever you are, you're the first awakened. And I believe that this contract is about attacking the second awakened individual. And in most cases, that will be the DM. So hopefully that gives you a good amount of background about what we are doing here and how we're going to try to perceive this. So first and foremost, overall, what is the karmic role? And this is every true karmic, not a divine feminine or a divine masculine that you've labeled as a karmic because that's what a reader told you to do, not somebody that you can't stand or you don't like and you don't get along so you just call them a karmic, but an actual karmic entity that is tied to the karma of the person that they are basically attacking and attaching themselves to. What do we need to understand? Oh, gosh. Death. They come to kill, steal, and destroy. They come to stop the new beginnings from happening, to slow things down, to create false endings and all kinds of strange situations that make us question everything if we're not attuned, if we're not aligned. The karmics come, and their role is to make the second awakened believe that it is already done, meaning there's nothing to work towards. Damn, that's crazy because that's exactly what's been coming through this year. There's so many more DMs who are asking, like, is there even a chance anymore? And there's so many divine feminines getting mad about it. And now it's like, well, duh. Maybe it's not because of you. Some of you have told your DM, never talk to me again. You blocked them, da 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 da. And you need to deal with that. Stop playing around. You know what you said. But many of you were like, no, I didn't though. So what the hell? And it's like, yeah, but someone still did. It doesn't matter if you didn't, someone did. You need to find a way to put that out there. I always tell people if there's social media, if you're kind of public, just put it in memes, man. Put it in little info. That's the whole. I'm getting all off track, but that is the whole point of the community tab. The community tab on my page provides you with all kinds of awesome memes and they're not called memes. What are they called though? Just like Instagram type posts that you can share that can start to plant those seeds for your divine masculine. That's what it's there for. I've been trying to tell y'all that for years. But anyways, so the karmic's role overall is to either get them to think that it's already dead or to release the connection completely to where they know it's still there, but they, for some reason, believe it's not worth the effort. Why? No, not why. What have we not considered about this death, this tactic, this energy? Whoa, did I shuffle these weird? Y'all, this happens every so often and it's so bizarre. Do you understand that none of the rest of these cards are flipped upside down, but for some reason, this Two of Pentacles is? That's crazy, man. And this is 132. 132 with the two upside down is making me think there's these steps of going into union, and their goal is to shake things up, to confuse everything so nothing could ever move forward. Yeah, this is bad. The Two of Pentacles reversed, though. The Two of Pentacles is a decision card. The Two of Pentacles is a divine masculine and training card. And what we have not considered is that somehow this karmic finds a way to get the divine masculine to decide on things that don't seem to be related to love or relationships or reunion at all. but end up taking them further and further and further away, that end up blocking it, that end up somehow negatively impacting our ability to come into union, but doing it in a way that the divine masculine wouldn't even know, because it's about the pentacles stuff, which is what they're focused on. And this is really important. Do you guys remember how sometimes I've said you need to learn how to flirt like the karmic? Oh wow, we're doing a karmic reading. Hold on, Grace, don't lose what you're about to say, because that's the example. What were you about to say? Got it. Okay. This is just, it's just crazy because that wasn't my point, but now I'm like, damn, this is a karmic reading. This is crazy. This is important. When you flirt like the karmic, you are basically treating your divine masculine the way that the karmic would, which allows the divine masculine to feel more comfortable. The reason that they engage with these individuals is because, remember, they're the second awakened. They are not interested in anything tied to awakening, and neither is the karmic. The karmic is all about sleep, death, permanent sleep, even permanent spiritual sleep. Keep that inner masculine dormant. So when you flirt like the karmic, what you're doing is the karmic doesn't give a damn about the divine masculine. In some cases, they can't stand them. In some cases, they're just using them. For whatever it is, though, they don't actually love them. They don't actually care. And the divine masculine thinks that that detachment is sexy because it's comfortable, because there's no pressure in that. They like the fact at first that the karmic is so focused on self, that because that means the DM doesn't feel like they got eyes on them. They can just do what they want to do. So when you flirt like the karmic, it's kind of aloof, and you're just like, whatever. And you're kind of just dancing around. It's like, oh, you're here? Okay, I'll dance with you. But it's not because you're like, oh, baby, I want to dance with you. It's kind of just like, oh, I bet I look cool because I'm dancing with someone now. Like it's all self. It's all self-indulgent, all that. So to see the Two of Pentacles, it makes me think about flirt like the karmic, because it's also like, well, communicate like the karmic. What would the karmic do? Focus on what the karmic would focus on. What would the karmic focus on? Well, the karmic would focus on, if this was a strategic thing and not just a self-centered thing, but an actual contract with something dark or whatever, it would be to go in and make the divine masculine think that you care about what they care about and support what they're trying to do, while sabotaging them the whole time. And what the divine masculine doesn't know that is that this training that divine is having them complete in this season, they think it's just leading them to what they want, when really it's leading them to what's divinely right for them. The karmic's job is to come in and say, I'm going to do the same thing that divine is doing, except dark, except opposite. I'm going to come in and I'm going to make you think you're on the right track in the dark. I'm going to make you think that everything you're doing is good. I'm going to even come in maybe with my own stuff, my own money, I'll make an effort when I'm not just only caring about myself and I'm remembering my contract to ruin your life. I will make sure that everything you experience in your life is, oh my gosh. Do you guys remember that reading I did? And I titled it Ass Backwards and Upside Down or something like that. I can't remember why, but I remember seeing that title because I keep thinking, I can't believe I said the A word in the title, but whatever. That's what they do. So, okay. They turn the divine masculine's training into, I mean, really, they're not turning it into turning it into anything. They're stopping it, they're halting it, they're interrupting it, they're toying with them. And it keeps the divine masculine in that training mode because they're not accomplishing anything along the way. So, wow. Overall, what we need to understand is these karmics are here to get the divine masculine to go the wrong direction, away from reunion, and doing it in a way that doesn't even seem like it's about that. That way the DM doesn't even know what's going on, because that would be too obvious, and then they'd want to go find their divine feminine because they'd realize there's something valuable there. And they do it in a way that makes the divine masculine feel more comfortable in their lower vibration. They work really hard to get the divine masculine to stay exactly the same or get worse. So now we're going to go through section by section. And I guess the first section of the contract reading is the the energetic origins, right? Like, where do we come from? The example I gave is, oh, I'm in the heavenly realm in my department. And so the question is, like, what department does this person come from? It makes me laugh because, like, they come from hell, Grace. What do you think? But no, okay, let me see for real though. Like, if darkness copies light. That's at least what I believe in my spiritual. So go with that for me as a storyline, okay? If darkness copies light, if light has a whole order to everything, then darkness has a whole order to everything, an equal and opposite, a match. So if there's a white house in heaven, there's well, I guess I should say a black house in hell, but it probably looks the exact same, has the same positions. There's a VP, a president, everything. Okay, got that. So if the energetic origin is going to match that, then what that says is there's also a dark corporate headquarters, which if you've ever, I'm going to get up for this one. I'm going to show you. I'm not going to read it, but I'm going to show it to you. So some of you, if I'm not mistaken, I actually bought a bunch of copies years ago and gave some of these away back when I had first, I won't say first started my ministry, but it was a while back. Do you guys remember that? I was really committed to my coaching still, outside of spirituality and everything. And yeah, like I said, I know I'm not in the right place. I know this isn't where I'm supposed to be forever, but I also know when this intersection happens like this, it's like, no, you're here for now though, Grace. So I have this book. Some of you have heard it. Some of you know who C.S. Lewis is, but don't get distracted by this part. I'm not going to preach to you. The thing is, this book is about, actually, this is great. A treasury of wisdom penned to young tempter Wormwood by his worldly wise old devil of an uncle, Screwtape. So Uncle Screwtape, the Screwtape letters, is writing letters to his nephew, Wormwood. Screwtape works as a higher up in the dark bureaucracy. Wormwood is a new person in that. So imagine like the governor or the governor's secretary versus the mayor and someone who works at City Hall. Okay. Eventually he is going to be able to work his way up to that, but he's just starting. And because it's the dark force or the dark field, the uncle, where you think encouragement, what an uncle might say to a young person in the same position, oh, you're doing great here, let me show you the secrets. He does it in a way that's very much like a demon would. So anxious Uncle Screwtape's brisk business-like letters are full of fiendishly clever advice on the capture of tempter or any man. After all, Screwtape knows a great deal about men and women and about the ways of the enemy. Why did you pull this out, Grace? Because this book is the perfect representation of, if I'm working in the heavenlies, then there's a Screwtape out there who is my counterpart in the darkness. There's a Wormwood out there who's my counterpart in the darkness. You understand that, right? So this is the energetic origins. So what department of hell is the reverse twin flame department, right? If there's twin flame missions in the heavenly realm, then there's twin flame anti-missions in hell, yeah? Or in the dark, or wherever. What's the anti-twin flame department energy all about? Wow. Wow. Oh, man. This is bad. And this does kind of further prove, so it's the Empress, sorry. This does kind of further prove that the divine feminines are typically going to be the first awakened, all right? But remember, the Empress, the contract reading, everything we see doesn't necessarily mean it has to depict what you see. Because like if I pulled this card in your contract and it was the Empress, that wouldn't mean to go look up the Empress energy necessarily. It could mean some of that, but what it's really saying is, well, see, that's the thing is this part of the reading has multiple cards. So I actually am able to get very specific about who's who and what you do and all that. Um, but it would make sense that because this guy here, he carries this. He's the fool in this deck. He carries this. He's trying to escape from this place. And you see he's killed. He's down. There's his bindle, but he's not even there. He's been taken and he's been put back. And so, okay. For the Empress energy to show up here, I think the origins may be like wherever you would think of like succubus. I don't want to, oh, but damn, do I? I was going to say Lilith because I know there's a lot of people who are, more on their embracing their shadow side or whatever. And I do think that some DFs are light and some DMs are dark, not as like bad or like they're bad, but like just in their balance of yin and yang, some are light, some are dark. And then it's vice versa too. Some DFs are dark and some DMs are light. It's really just about what's necessary for their mission and their balance. But this seems to be specifically dark feminine energy. And I know some people are like, don't give Lilith such a hard time, but that's what I just heard. Lilith. Let me look this up. Lilith, dark, but it's not positive though. That's the thing. It's not like, oh, it's just a part of the balance. No, this is beyond, oh, this is a good thing. This is obviously not good. That's the part of this. This is a contract of destruction and death. This is not good. And we're talking about going against someone who's actively working in light. So there's light and dark that balances like a yin and yang. And then there is darkness that is seeking to devour, seeking to overwhelm, that is not a part of the divine balance, that is more about that kind of galactic, divine, spiritual fight that we are all fighting every day and every night, every moment. So, okay, sorry. Dark feminine energy, Lilith. Refuse to submit. See, this all sounds, we're talking still like patriarchy and stuff. I really need. She is a quintessential example of the dark feminine and bad mother. So, okay, Grace, maiden mother crone, a bad young girl. What is that? What's that doll? Megan? I didn't see the movie. It's okay, but it's making me think about that. Like a bad child. I know that. See, again, I don't like to say stuff like that. So if you're hearing that and you're going, "Why you bad children are bad," you should stop it. My brain's doing the same thing, but we got to get past that, okay? So think maiden mother crone positive. Opposite would be maiden mother crone negative or dark, and we have the evil mom who what is wrong. Like my mom, I feel like is absolutely a bad mother. That's why all her kids don't fuck with her. A bad child, someone who. See, that part still does mess with me. But no, I'm just thinking like that bad mom who was a bad child. Think about that. Not just any bad child or a child behaving badly, but some of these bad people, there are people in their life who will say you never would have thought they would turn bad. But there are some bad people who they say they were always bad. Everything about them was bad since they were young. They were a scowling baby and they got older. They were evil. They hurt people. I know that might sound crazy because it's rare, but it is a real thing. People talk about it all the time. Okay. And then the bad old person, the bad elderly lady, someone who just goes out of their way because now they've learned all the tricks. They know all the strategies and they play on the fact that they're just an old lady. I'm innocent. Yeah, I'm getting this. Okay. She is the mother of demons and all things evil by sinful relations with mortal men. So it also seems like the goal here, and the rabbits here are important, is to distract the masculine or the second awakened with things that have been birthed that are not technically theirs. It's like when you make a baby as a human, you're mixing DNA. But when you make a baby with a demon, you're just giving it life force. It's just it's a full demon with your life force. It's not, they can cite that that demon can lose your life force, and as long as someone else's life force gets put in it, it can operate, meaning it's not really of you. It just needed some kind of lifeblood, right? And it seems like the goal here is for, and she's ringing the bell. Ooh, it's making me think about like even hypnosis and stuff. Isn't that what they do sometimes to bring you out of it? So there's a lot coming through here. Distraction, distraction, distraction. It's like make the divine masculine into Cinderella, except as like a husband. Does that make any sense? Okay, all right, okay, cool. Now remember, not every karmic is a person, but I think this reading is talking about karmic people. So we would not put this into a car, okay? Does every divine masculine have a karmic person? I don't know. I think that could be mission specific, right? Because divine knows what darkness knows, how the darkness knows the structure of the heavens, but it does not know the intricacies. It doesn't understand the why because it doesn't really care. It's just trying to copy. It just wants to overpower and usurp the positive. Whereas the positive knows everything. The light knows all. The darkness only focuses on learning how to do bad things with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So again, darkness might know a lot of stuff and be more intentional in that knowledge, but light just knows. Like some of y'all get this. There's something coming through here that says the darkness's job, it can only do so much. Its job is just to try to stop the light. It's always trying to, because this is going to sound strange, but if light existed first and then darkness came and copied it, then it's always going to be trying to catch up. It's like America trying to catch up to Great Britain. Don't bring up all the Brexit. Don't bring all that stuff up. But think about it. You can technically never have, I don't know how the history, but you can't have 1,000 years of the monarchy if your country's only 400 years old, right? And if that other country still exists, you're never going to be able to catch up to it. And that's kind of what I see. I see the light and then the dark. And the dark's trying to catch up. The dark is doing everything it can to copy what the light does, but the way it goes about it is still not going to win. Divine knew the darkness was going to do this. Divine allowed this. It has to play out. Some of you guys have heard me talk about my beliefs about the meaning of our existence, and I think I'm right. And this tracks. Take twin flames out, this tracks. So this is actually like, okay. So the energetic origins is wherever lust has like tainted intimacy, wherever someone is using dark sex magic strategically against light intentionally. Like we're talking about a very specific kind of energy. And this may be where some people can sense like, oh my gosh, this person is trying to impersonate me, or this person is doing spell work. And again, you guys know how I feel about that stuff. I think we throw that out and just claim stuff we shouldn't way too fast. But I can see where that's still a really large part of the collective energy, because there could be some karmics out there doing this. It's just overblown, right? People are 10 times more likely to report something negative than they are something positive. Most people will not go leave a good review somewhere, but they will definitely leave a bad one. So a lot of people have probably heard about this. But I don't think every divine masculine has this. And if it, like in my case, Mr. Lightwork's karmic, during the bulk of our relationship was actually his car. And usually like car related stuff, because that's the thing Mr. Lightwork has kind of created to be his focus. And so do I think that the car was doing all this stuff? No, not at all. However, I can even see where the car could kind of show up here. Now, what about a karmic person or like a karmic situation, like a job like the culture at the company, a group, a friendship group or a club or whatever. Like, yeah, that stuff can. And I think it will emulate some of this stuff. But I do think this reading is mainly going to resonate most, and not, you don't have to figure it out if we're talking about a karmic person, a feminine or whatever oppositional energy that, would match yours but be opposite to your person, that seeks to use carnality. That's one way to keep, oh wow, that's one way to keep them distracted. Meanwhile, they're up here living their best spiritual life. I mean, such a difference what she experiences as the queen versus what he experiences as some just pawn in her life. So, okay. What's the mission? The mission against the light, the mission against twin flames. Well, the twin flame mission is to bring some sort of light to the world, to transmute energy, to embody abundance and prosperity in order to be the helpers for those around the world who need to be uplifted. We are constantly transmuting negativity and darkness. Okay, got it. So, what would be the mission against the second awakened who aren't really aware that that's what they are designed to do? Probably have a passion for it deep, deep, deep down, but knowing the fact that they're the second awakened, that's been pushed down for so long, they're not even aware of it. So, what is the darkness karmic mission against the light through the individual masculine or individual second awakens? Whoa. The Six of Pentacles. And we had the Two of Pentacles back there. We have this huge angel or angelic being. And it's crazy because it's the mission against the light, and then there's this huge light being. But you know what this makes me think about? It makes me think about how people always say that the devil was the most beautiful angel. That the devil that fell was beautiful and light and just amazing, incredible. And that, especially with the way that the positioning looks, she's pointing over here at all the scales and the stars, and here she's ringing her bell and there's a little star on it. It feels like it's the same person. She's got her hand on her belly here. Her hand here is kind of holding the pentacle. This is more power. That's all this is. And the Two of Pentacles being upside down and distracting. And then this is scales. Remember, the Two of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles both have scales in them, or have the physical movements of weighing and measuring, right? And so the mission against the light is to pretend to be the light. So this is the second energy I'm getting of the imposter, because to pretend to be the light in general might be really hard, but an easy way to do it would probably be to copy the damn divine feminine in the divine masculine's life if they exist. That simplifies things, right? But also, if they don't know, let's say y'all haven't met and this person is not as spiritually aware to be able to like stalk you and be a creep and all that, but they have access to this contract. I think it just says, speak with confidence. Look like you know what you're talking about. Act like you believe in what you're saying. Walk it, talk it. This is, what this makes me think about? This makes me think about how we're finding out more and more about like romance scams and stuff like that, and how they will find people and use, I think that's usually like dudes. The men will recruit women to pretend to be these women in the pictures. So they'll go find pictures on the internet of some beautiful girl, and then, who's just like a beautiful American girl, let's say. And then they will find young girls in their country. So let's say they're in Lagos, whatever it's called, or they're in Calcutta, or they're in, I don't know where else. I don't know where all the scam places, like the main scam places is, but they'll find people who have young voices and can speak the language, or at the very least pretend and emulate, and they'll have them come on and speak to the people that they're scamming. It's really sad. And so this is making me think about that. It's making me think how It doesn't take much. You just have to know how to do it. You have to find the strategy. And I think their mission against the light is to pretend that they are the light, or that they are a light being, or that they're on the path of light, or that they know how to get there. Somehow, some way, if they can just convince the divine masculine that their way is the light, this is the backwards and upside down again. Yo, this is blowing me. This is blowing me. Okay. So what is the purpose of their reunion and the cause of their separation? Like, what is it that they can use their wiles to draw the second awakened person in, but also what is also the thing that usually gives them away, where this contract doesn't work and they end up going to their true divine feminine rather than this karmic mess? What is it? Jeez, this is insane. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to yell in your ear like that, but this is insane. This is horrifying. This is horrifying. This is exactly why I didn't want to do this reading, because I'm all upset right now. Oh, I'm so pissed off. Like, I'm about to cry. I'm so mad. This is so fucked up, you guys. You've got the Six of Pentacles. You've got this light being, and they're holding the pentacle, and they're using it to, I mean, I just even realized that the stars that I talked about coming off of this this bell, and the stars by the scales, they're even sending the stars down. This is all a ploy. This is a trick. And the purpose of their reunion in the divine plan would be to get the divine masculine to accept that they need to be with a Queen of Pentacles, an abundant vibrational being. But the way they're going to realize this is not the real thing is because there's no actual abundance. And the divine masculine really does have things that they believe they're supposed to achieve. And they're not wrong about some of it, guys. Some of it is just silly or old dreams they haven't let go of or whatever. But there are quite a few things that the divine masculine collective is right in pursuing. So the purpose of their reunion is to, remember how I said flirt like the karmic? We usually talk about that as the Queen of Wands. That's the karmic card in Twin Flames, you know, most tarot readers would say. But this is showing up as the Queen of Pentacles, trying to help us understand that just like I say flirt like the karmic to keep things light, they're being told to flirt like a divine feminine. They're being told to behave like a divine feminine, to speak and talk and walk and act and all that. But the cause of separation is the divine masculine realizing that all these pentacles you claim to have is all fool's gold. None of it's real. None of it has any value. But the problem is that can take a while. Have you noticed all the pentacles? Major arcana and pentacles is all we got, guys. At least so far. Let's see what else. So, don't worry. They'll figure it out. The desires of their heart are not being satisfied by these karmic people. They'll figure it out, okay? I just realized something. There are 4 types of twin flames, but all of us have to go through the Pentacles course first. This is nuts. I gotta figure out how do I remember that? There are 4 types of twin flames. And there's the twin flames who, and I think that I may be that. I haven't assessed it properly yet, but I do think just feeling wise, I may be that because it's always been part of my ministry, all that. So if there's 4 types of twin flames and one of them is pentacles, one of them is cups, one of them is swords, one of them is wands, I don't think it just goes where you kind of just figure out who you are. I think you have to go through each step to get to who you are. So if it's me, I'm lucky. If I am pentacles and I'm right, I'm lucky. Because I'm already where I'm at. But if not, then my next phase would be to go over to cups. Wait a minute. That's the next. Oh, no, but that's, no. Because if I say that, y'all going to take that the wrong way. No, that's not. That's for me. And so then you get to the cups and you realize So in here, you are here and you have to learn how to be abundant. You have to learn everything that all these people do. Basically, it's like saying you want to come work at this company, you have to go through each of these positions. And the first place we start you out is as a host. The host needs, let's do that. The host needs to learn the restaurant, okay? Then the next thing we have you do is be a server or a bartender or something like that. And then the next thing we have you do is back of house. And then the next thing we have you do is like sous chef, inventory, ordering, that kind of stuff. Most people are going to be satisfied with hosting or serving or bartending, right? But as you go through each one, you start to realize I don't really want to be I don't want to see every single person that comes into the restaurant. That's too many people. And I want to have a deeper connection with them. So now I'm going to be a host or a bartender. You know what? Okay. I did the hosting and bartending thing. The serving and bartending thing. I do like connecting with the people individually, sort of, but the more I do it, the more I realize I'm not cut out for it. It drains me. It doesn't fill me up. Okay, so the next thing, I'm gonna go do back of house stuff. What did I say? Yeah, back of house stuff. That way I get to still be in the restaurant environment. I get to be cool with all my friends that I've made and my customers that I've seen and all that. But maybe I do like managing or just keeping the kitchen, everything together, whatever. And I still get to be in my field. I like this. Okay. And then maybe I finish this and I realize I don't like any of this. I came here because I really wanted to feed the people, right? So that's what I handle that. So I was trying to put this in an order, but I know there's going to be a bunch of people who work in hospitality and tell me that's not the right order. Stop it. Just listen to the story. Okay. That's how we all have to go through. The karmic will never get past the first level. But their goal isn't to get to the first level. Their goal is to stop the divine masculine from entering the restaurant in the first place. This bitch will go open a damn food truck right out front. It's like, the fury that I feel thinking about that. So that was a little tidbit for y'all. Hopefully those of you who watched the video the other night about the 4 types of twin flames got that. Because that's like, dang. Okay. The goal is to murder, like spiritually, this divine masculine, right? Like their soul, to stop them, to keep them dormant, to keep them in death, whatever it is. So what is the blueprint to destruction? It's like if you have to do a controlled demolition of a building, you're killing that building. You're taking it out, removing it from existence. But you can't do it in a way that destroys everything around it. So you have to go inside, and there's probably architects and construction and demo people, like the actual explosives or whatever, who probably all get together and they coordinate where they're going to put what, so everything falls in together safely, right? So the blueprint to destruction says this is how you're going to, wow. It's like, this is how you're going to gather everything you need, and how you'll know you're headed in the right track, to where at some point you're finally going to get to press that button and watch it fall. Okay, Karmic, how are you doing this? Oh my gosh. Y'all. It is a gigantic explosion. And now above it is the smoke. Oh my gosh. Oh, geez Louise. Okay. The blueprint to destruction is the 6 of Wands. Guide the divine masculine to a point where they are now carrying your torch. Get the divine masculine to agree to your lifestyle, to your way of thinking, to the way that you build things, to the future that you see, and get them to be the one to start doing and pushing for it even more. And this is really scary, I know, for a lot of divine feminines, where it almost sounds like our DMs are being brainwashed and all this stuff. And here's the worst part. We say to them, how can you not see what's happening? Clearly, you're being set up for this implosion. They're trying to take you out. And the divine masculine's like, what are you talking about? Like, this is just how it works. You are, oh, see, I got to watch out for you because what are you know, it's like, remember, the karmic's goal is to get them to see everything the opposite. But you know what amazes me is that even with the bewitching and the, all the things that are going on here to get the divine masculine to believe the lie, you can kind of see the beauty in it. Like the divine, like this is such a fiery, and it just makes me think about twin flames anyways. And I think what this says is, come on, especially if I'm right and reunion happens this lifetime and we all have this beautiful design of who we are. We're going to come together this lifetime. We're going to overcome this. So even if the karmic succeeds in the spiritual death, really all they've done is maybe help the divine masculine out. Because the reality is that might have been the only way. See, that's where I think this is mission specific. That might have been the only way to help break this divine masculine out. Oh my gosh. Imagine that there's news that there was an explosion at a jail. And that's all they know, because it's so chaotic. It's all they know. There's an explosion at a jail. So they think that maybe it's terrorism. You know what I mean? Like they're like, ruh-roh, this is bad. And it's set up in a way to make it look like that, right? But then you find out that it was really just a way to break someone out of jail. And that while all that chaos was going on, they carried out their plan. And it's like, this is what it feels like. It feels like the karmic thinks they've succeeded when really that building was built on top of the divine masculine's grave. They couldn't open it and get out. So thanks, dummy. You see what I'm saying? It's like it all works out in the end, but damn, they're so slick. Okay, so let's talk about the checkpoints along the path. And the checkpoints also talk about the people in our life. If you think about the checkpoints of life, the most typical standard, at least in America for like the last 50 years, or, maybe in the 1900s, would have been, you go to school and you graduate, and then you go to college and you graduate. And if you, get anything else, you go, and then you get married, and then you have kids, and then, you send your kids to school, and that's the checkpoints of life, right? According to the average, whatever, American. Okay. Well, there's also checkpoints for all of us. And think about it. Every single one of those checkpoints involves something. All that time you spent in school, you probably made a bunch of friends. Then you make friends in college. Then you make friends in your neighborhood. Then you make friends with the parents of the other kids. And so each checkpoint has the people that go along with it, the energies, the situations. Maybe you buy a house at this point. Maybe, when you have kids, you get cars and all these different things. So all these little checkpoints are all interconnected, and they weave together, and it's all about how your life and the fabric comes together. Okay. So there's also this karmic side of this. The steps of destruction, the people that you connect with that make life worse, not better. The flow, what is the typical flow of the path to this implosion, to this death? Oh, oh my gosh. Oh. It's the Knight of freaking Pentacles, and I'm upset because the Knight of Pentacles is we always hear, honor your commitments, buckle down and get things done. You promised. It's like the karmic has a contract with the devil or the darkness, but they try to impose a fake one. It's like two sets of books. They've got their books with the devil, and then they've got their books with the divine masculine. And the books with the divine masculine say, let me show you how it's done. Oh, wow. How tricky, tricky, tricky. So with this, that all those stars that we keep seeing everywhere that are part of this, kind of ancient magic with the bell ringing are all around the pentacle. But why aren't they around her? but they're around him. This is bewitching, y'all. This is tricks. This is treachery. Okay, so just the checkpoints along the path, I think what we should know about them is that every single one just slows us down. You can even kind of see the contrast, the light and darkness. Duh. It gets closer and closer to the sun setting on the whole situation, closing things out, bringing the death energy, close the curtain. I was thinking about this earlier when you do an implosion, and I just let it, I observed the thought and I let it come in and go out, so I didn't say it. But my thought was, I wonder if they have to clear the surrounding buildings just in case the implosion, the demolition goes wrong. Because I pictured a building just like fucking up and falling over onto like another building. And I was like, oh, they probably do that on the weekends or something when there's less people in the buildings surrounding. So that was a quick. This is where I say sometimes for me, channeling is very, very challenging because I also do have ADHD and I can't tell if sometimes the fleeting thoughts that come in, especially if it's really rapid fire, lots of downloads, are me or not. And I knew that one was just a me thing in the moment. But I remembered it enough for this moment because it's making me think about the fact that when that building is coming down, a lot of times it's happening in an area where a lot of buildings are coming down. The whole sector of that downtown or whatever has slowed down so much because the buildings are old, no one wants to renew leases, no one wants to work over there, that they're now pulling the buildings down, selling the properties so that they could do what? They can build new ones. And there's something about this that says it's like this person's job is to not only slow down your divine masculine, but the entire economy around them. Think about what happened to the buildings around the World Trade Center. Now, I think now they have like it's like a memorial, and maybe there's some office buildings over there. I don't go over there. But my point is that back in the day, that was the financial center of the world. This karmic entity in your person's life is not just trying to stop your divine masculine, and they're not just using those kind of tactics. They are going to touch every single thing and taint it with darkness. Every single thing will have this fake light, these stars in it. Everything. And again, you see, they don't want to touch it. Even their crown doesn't even have it. Oh, they know how to work it. Oh, man. A false economy. I tell divine feminines all the time, as light workers, our job is to create an economy of giving and receiving, okay? And to see that the karmic has this tactic is like, sheesh, they've been watching us. So let's talk about the second awakened person. How does this karmic manipulate them? How do they use the strengths and weaknesses against them to manipulate them? Oh my gosh, 7 of Cups. Look at all the chaos here. There's cups everywhere. There's a Patrick octopus. What is this, a squid? I don't know what it is, but something going on. Are they swimming in the squid ink? Is that what's happening here? I don't know what's going on. There's a lot. And a couple little stars here and there. But it's really the cups. The stars are on the cups now. Drink this, drink that, take this, take that. Strengths and weaknesses, Alice in Wonderland. Take this and it'll make you small. Take this and it'll make you big. It'll make you strong. It'll make you weak. Why don't you think this? What about that? Oh, but if you mix these, there's something just chaotic. Manipulating them by constantly distracting them and keeping them in a disrupted emotional state. Oh, girls are burning me. Okay, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm not doing this. Okay. Last part. And if this is, no, shush, guys. What are their strengths and weaknesses? We see that the divine masculine, their strengths and weaknesses are very much connected to the Seven of Cups, the good and the bad of it. But what about this karmic? What are their strengths and weaknesses? How were they created to beat the divine masculine or the second awakened? All right, I gotta show y'all something. I knew it was gonna be a damn 3. You heard me just now when I was like, don't even start. Look at this. We got 13, we got death. This one is the only one that's a little bit off, so I don't know why. I don't know what yet I'm supposed to do with that. Because, well, actually, that would be 8. So we have 13, 1, 3, 13, 6 plus 7, 13, 1, 3, 13, and then we have 8. 13, 13, 13, 13. Which would be 4, 4, 4, 4, 16. The tower. 1/2 of the tower. See, I don't know what this is about. Other than the fact that it's karmic. Karmic, 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 karmic death. I don't know what this is about. I would love to hear anyone's interpretation of that. All right. What was the question? Sorry. How is the karmic made to beat them? So hold on now. This is the 3 of Wands. So now we've got everything on the board. Emotionally, they manipulate the divine masculine. Financially, they trick and exploit the divine masculine. No, we don't have everything on the board. Where's the sword? They have it. They have it. They stole their freaking power, y'all. They stole their power. You gotta be freaking kidding me. I want to read that. I want to read. I mean, what would it be? The Ace of Swords? I don't know why, but I pictured the 4 of Swords, not the Ace. Where is there any other one where the sword was taken? Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, 8. 7 might be the closest, but that's a bunch of swords, and the 2 shall stand, so I don't know about that. 8, no, 9, no, 10, no. No. Y'all, I think I need to read the 4 of Swords for some reason. Before we read this, hold on. I'm just going to go straight into it. We're definitely supposed to be here. Okay, Grace, but what are you reading it for? Are you reading it for the good or the bad part of it? Well, I feel like I'm supposed to read this. Not everyone is comfortable with stillness, and it isn't everyone's idea of a relaxing time. Not doing something can cause panic in some people as it leaves them with only themselves and their thoughts for company. This means that when space and stillness show up, it is not welcome. It is merely a sinister knock on a door that is meant to be busy. Peace and quiet may be what is needed right now, but that doesn't mean you're ready or willing to accept the gift or the offer. Sometimes you have to take a break, so allow yourself a moment of rest and respite. Even on the busy stage with a crowd of hundreds watching in the shadows, our performer takes a moment to herself. She could be between acts, or she might even be waiting for her cue. Either way, she's just kicking back and enjoying the pause, because at the end of the day, this is all this is. A pause. It is a momentary stillness amongst the constant movement of the show. The length of this break is irrelevant. Just seize the moment and take advantage of the space. Give yourself permission to just breathe, relax, and let the show start when it is meant to. Now, this is crazy because the show is happening, but they're being encouraged. I feel like this is the tactic. If the divine masculine wants to go fast, they tell them to slow down. If the divine masculine wants to go slow, they tell them to speed up. This is the confusion. They're traumatizing them. They're gaslighting them. They're making them crazy. They're going out of their way to make them crazy, y'all. Okay. Sorry. So how is the karmic made to beat us? I see the tiger. I see the fire. I see the little people. I mean, these cards look, it's almost like this. It's almost like this is first, that's second or something. This person's strengths, I think they can see the future. I think that they are very much, think about this number three for the Empress. They are very much the karmic feminine energy. They are the type of being, the type of person that they connect enough. Remember what I said before, how darkness doesn't know everything. It doesn't just have a knowing, but it can find it. And it's dark people are much more willing to go out and find the information that they need to get what they want. Whereas light people are often like, I'll just sit back and be in the flow, which is good sometimes. And sometimes that's not what you're supposed to do. Sometimes divine gives us signs and says, hey, I need y'all to make some headway here. See, we gotta, oof, no, Grace, stop, don't do that. Back up. So this person is made to beat us because they have been given the intuition for this. They have been shown all this. They've been shown the path. Did I mess up this card? Oh no, how did I do that? I don't even know how I happened. They have been given the intuition. They know how all this is going to play out. They know their job. They know the plan. And the long-term plan is get this sucker to freaking blow up and die. There's a sucker born every minute, George. That's what I hear. They're telling, just like we get told before we come here, hey, this is what you're going to do. Do you agree? Yeah, you agree? Great. All right. Handshake. The karmic has the same kind of vibe. It's like, hey, this is what you're going to go do. You can come back when you're done. And they just have to go forth and do it. It's all a part of the divine order, but I think that these beings swear a lot more allegiance to darkness than we think. I think they're a lot more aware of what they're doing than we know. I think this is gross. I think this is icky. And I can see how this person uses all these things to keep the divine masculine off their right path. This is wild. So I hope this helps. I don't even know. I don't know. I'm gonna go away because I feel like I need to step away from this. This is, now that it's out, I'm pissed off, but I'm also not surprised. I'm very upset at how, I mean, horrifyingly direct this message is. But I feel like there's some people out there who needed confirmation that they're not crazy and why someone would do this. And it's because they're not what you think. Now, what you've got to make sure you figure out is, are you actually dealing with a karmic situation, a karmic person? Like, is that really what your person is dealing with? Or is your person actually with another twin flame? Because what I have discerned from a recent download, that I've been talking about it for like a year now, but I did not realize that it was even bigger than I thought, is there are a lot more twin flames interacting with twin flames than we know. A lot more. Like some of the people you've dated in your past were twin flames. They weren't yours, but they were somebody's. They might not have been your exact same type either. In fact, I don't think they were. You know, I told you there's the 4 types of twins, and you kind of got to go to each one to figure out who you are once you awaken. Well, I feel like whoever you are, if you're this type, all your previous twins that you have dated where it was not a karmic, but it was a twin, were probably the others. If you're this one, then it was all these, right? If you're number 3, then it was either 1, 2, or 4 that you, or all that you've dated in the past. I'm just telling you right now, it's going to blow y'all away if you sit back and think about it. Matter of fact, if you made it here and you feel this, say, I'm blown away. If you made it here and what I just said just made you go, oh, that explains so much, type I'm blown away. Because, y'all, there is just so much more to all of this than we think. And we've all, and you know me, I was boy crazy my whole life. That's why I say we, right? We've all, in some way, shape, or form, kind of corrupted the truth about twin flames because of our own desires, our own beliefs, our own understanding, and also our brain just trying to make sense of some confusing stuff. You know what I mean? But now I'm like, yo, this is wild. So okay, well, I love you. I don't. Where's the thingy? Come here, you. Ah, I'm sorry. That's not the one. Where is it at? I just want to thank you for being here. And if you did watch this, even though it's karmic and maybe you're not into that, I'm glad you stuck around for this, because I feel like even if the divine masculine in your life isn't with a karmic person, that you can probably get some things out of this just from the contract itself, maybe not the specific cards, but seeing how this all works out. But for those of you who, you were like, nah, this is it. I really hope you'll go back and listen again, because there's going to be a lot of information that it's going to help you figure out where in this situation your DM really is. And if they're just in the early stages of this manipulation, or if they're starting to come to, like, and again, it's also going to help you figure out if the person you think is the karmic is even the karmic, because this is a very specific set of skills and strategies that would result in a really unhappy, unhealthy, spiritually dead, like all kinds of bad things, divine masculine. And if that's not what you're seeing, there's a situation that may play out instead where it's like actually your DM is with another twin flame. And that lovely divine feminine is blessing your divine masculine with skills and abilities that are going to come and translate over to your relationship. Many of us, raise your hand, put a hand up if it's you. Raise your hand if you've ever been in a situation where you felt like you dated someone and helped make them so amazing and so much better, and then they went off and married the next person they got with. Some of y'all know that the Erica Badu effect and stuff like that. Well, I want to tell you that there are divine feminines out there right now who are doing that for you. And my prayer is that as we all do this for each other, which is really take away twin flames, take away everything. That's what it should be. Every relationship we get into, we should become better. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know why that's such a bad thing. I do, because, when some of us are lonely and it's like, damn, you married her, then it does suck. I'm not just, but still, you get what I'm saying? So, okay. Anyways, Grace, what's your point? If you made it to the end, no. Oh, this. Hello, welcome. Hello. I want to let you know that at this time on my website, thefierygrace.com, I have an amazing sale going on. And it is a sale on everything. Anything you add to the cart is going to have a discount on it. A big one. So if you're interested in working with me, or if there's been anything you've ever wanted from my website that you was like, I ain't paying for that, not full price at least, guess what? Go ahead, because I'm actually going to be making some changes to my website moving forward. It's going to become very simple. I'm going to be getting rid of a lot of services that I've offered in the past. And I want to make sure that if there's anything you've ever been like, oh, one day I'll get that with Grace, one day I'll do it, that you can get it right now. Okay. So check out my website, thefierygrace.com. Check out the description. There are links there. And if there's not yet, hopefully soon, check out the pinned comment. I'll put some links there too. Okay. If you made it all the way to the end, okay, now see, please do remember to do the YouTube thing. I know that it can be easy to be like, oh, I'm not going to like this because it's at 444 and I don't want to change it. Well, if you and every other person does that, this video will tank, because YouTube will think, since no one's liking it because of a number, it doesn't understand numerology, that you guys don't like the video. If you decide that you're not going to leave a comment on this one because you don't feel like it, and then, or you'll do it later, but then you tend to forget and not do that, then that can make a huge impact on the channel. So like, I really hope that you will be more willing moving forward, knowing that this is YouTube, and the way that YouTube works is they crush videos that aren't going to make them money, and they raise up videos that will. And your engagement, liking, commenting, subscribing, all of that allows me to do this working with an algorithm that is purposely trying to stop the light from being spread, please like the video, leave a comment. One comment you can leave on every video is a comment signature. My comment signature is butterfly stars fire. And I leave that in reply to other people's comment signatures so that I can know who to give a free reading to. At the end of every month, I give away a free personal reading. It's not like a exclusive or whatever. It's a personal to you reading that I pick somebody who has been diligently supporting our channel through these comment signatures. I've been doing it for years. I love it. So if you're interested, even just leaving a like, just please. If you can, share it. If you have groups online that you share your twin flame content with, please share these readings. There's a lot of people who have never heard of our channel. There's people who have come and gone, but there is also people who are like, why have I never been shown this? That happens to me all the time on YouTube, and I get really frustrated. Like, my favorite comedian has had a YouTube channel for so long, and I have actively been watching this person's like stand-up sets and all this stuff on like Comedy Central's YouTube and all these things, but the algorithm just showed me my favorite comedian, someone that I'm constantly searching and sharing and doing all this for the first time a year ago. I'm telling you right now, the way this is all set up, it's against the light, and you participating and engaging means so much more than you think, because it's not just, I don't know how y'all must think I'm rich or something. Jeff and Shalia got y'all thinking that we all got mansions, and like I've told y'all before, I don't have a car, like we don't go anywhere. We have not taken a vacation. I mean, I haven't taken a vacation with Mr. Lightwork ever. Like, Mr. Lightwork can't even afford to go back home to Barbados. He's never been before. Like, we can barely save because we just don't feel comfortable participating in the weird YouTubes. Like, the weird stuff that goes on over here. We don't feel comfortable charging $250 to talk to us for 5 minutes. Some of the stuff is strange. We don't feel comfortable doing we'll pull a card and tell you if it's your person or not reading. I think that's kind of fucked up, and again, people charge a lot for that stuff. So I just want to encourage you that if you feel like this is a safe space, but part of you feels weird about money stuff, y'all, we are not like whatever you're used to. Go look at Mr. Lightwork's site. He does not have that many clients. He had to recently go get a job because there was just no way. We just don't feel comfortable. Now, of course, he could just raise his prices and do a bunch of sales stuff. It's like, no, he wants this to be pure, and so do I. So please, if you just like and subscribe and share and comment, we don't have to even worry about doing like selling it all. And we can just work with people who want to work with us. But if you are willing to share, to donate, to connect with us, it just means everything, you guys. This is what we do for a living. We have no life, no friends, no family. It is just us 24/7. Mr. Lightwork just started to get out of the house recently, but even then he has to walk to work. Like, it's just, we live a very simple life, and all we want to do is help twin flames around the world. I don't know where y'all think it's anything else, but for those of you who know our heart and understand us, thank you so much for constantly being present and just understanding why we ask for this and have to ask every time, and that we're not just harping on it. It's a normal thing that happens on YouTube for people to say, hey, thanks for liking our video. Thank you for choosing to do that every day. That's the reason we run Gracemas twice a year. Not to ask for stuff, but to show you that this is how we stay alive. There's a reason that most nonprofits and stuff do fundraising. Like, that's where we're at this point. We're just trying to make sure that we can get these messages out and reach as many people as possible and stay clear. As long as our basic bills are paid, that's all that matters to us. Everything else, I mean, it would be nice to have more. It would be nice to do more. It would be nice to be able to drive to the vet myself and not have to try to figure out how am I going to get my dog places. It'd be nice to be able to afford some of the things I need to do for him. Like, it would be nice, but I know there's a lot of people out there that are struggling way worse than we are. So this is not about me being like, oh, hey, if every single one of you just gave me $1, we would be cool. It's like, no, if you feel called, if you feel led, thank you. And if you don't, that's okay too. But if you could be willing to help us just maintain this channel, because if not, I don't know if I can handle another year of having people constantly emailing me saying, Grace, I've been subscribed to your channel for 5 years. I have never you know, disliked a video. I've never clicked away from a video. I've watched every single one of your videos, and I did not know you've posted for the last month. I have people constantly saying, welcome back. You guys, we post every week, 3 or 4 times, me, Mr. Lightwork, at least once or twice. People don't know we're here. It's overwhelming. And I know that it's darkness trying to mess with us, but I also know that if the likes are at 444, it's not going to change. So I just need you to remember that, for us at least. You can do whatever you want with everybody else's channel. But for us, if you could just be there for us and it will allow us to be there for you, it would mean so much. Okay. All right. Thank you for being here. I love you. And if you made it all the way to the end, I want you to leave 2 fires, twin flames. Leave that in the comments. And remember, anytime I say to leave a comment, like your comment signature needs to be its own comment, or else it doesn't qualify, just so you know. And I've been saying that for years. It needs to be its own little stamp. I was here. Okay. Anytime I say to leave a comment, please don't go back and edit your old comment. Add another one. You might be like, what? Really? Yes. Add another one. Sometimes people will go and they'll like write a comment and then they'll reply to themselves underneath. And then they'll be like, sorry to do this. Sorry, I didn't mean to spam your comments. Please spam our comments. What do you, no, please go ahead. Like, it actually is a blessing to have people do stuff like that. So if you made it to the end, leave 2 fires and remember this message. There is a dark force assigned to many of our divine counterparts, and the goal is to get them to never awaken. And divine's not going to let that happen, at least not according to our belief. Reunion does happen this lifetime, and your job is to know that there is a lot your divine masculine is up against, and it's not always just them choosing to go be dicks somewhere. You know what I mean? Sometimes there is an active strategy designed to keep them dead inside. You know how it feels to feel like that sometimes. Imagine having someone doing that to you every single day. Some of you are going to say, my DM does that to me. They don't. Not your true DM. And we've got to start to get real about what a real DM does and doesn't do, even when they're unawakened. All right? All right, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Because I know this is going to be hard, but I also know that there's something about this reading that is going to fire a lot of divine feminines up, because as I am right now, I'm also like, you stupid, do you really think that you're going to get away with, you know what I mean? I'm also like, no hell. So promise me that you will be aware that there could be someone or something or some situation that was actively designed to destroy your divine masculine's life, and that they were designed to overcome it. And all you have to do is keep watching from the sidelines, knowing they're going to make it around. They're going to win the race. Okay. See? All right. I'm going to go. I'm not about to cry. Bye.